The promise under the Baobab tree, in the heart of the vast Savannah jungle, where the rivers ran like silver veins through emerald flesh, there stood an ancient Baobab tree, older than any creature who roamed the land. This tree, with its twisted roots and sky-reaching limbs, was known by all as the listening tree, for it was said that those who made promises under its branches were bound by truth and spirit. Among the many creatures who lived in the jungle, there were two unlikely friends, Kazi the leopard and Roa the crowned crane. Kazi was sleek and silent, her golden coat dotted with black rosettes that shimmered in moonlight. She was feared by many for her strength and speed, a solitary huntress who rarely spoke to others. Roa, on the other hand, was light and graceful, with feathers like woven silk and a crown of gold atop his head. He danced through the skies and laughed with the wind. He loved stories and songs, and more than anything, he loved the jungle. Despite their differences, Kazi and Roa had forged a bond when they were both young. During a great drought that had scorched the land years ago, the two had stumbled upon each other by a shrinking waterhole. Kazi had been too weak to hunt, and Roa had flown for miles to find water for his dying flock. They had shared the last pool of water and sat beneath the listening tree, not as predator and prey, but as two souls seeking the same breath of life. There they made a vow. In storm or sun, in hunger or plenty, we will always protect one another and never forget the thirst that made us kin. Years passed. The jungle healed. Roa's wings grew stronger, and his songs became famous across the treetops. Kazi became a legend among the leopards, swift and silent as the wind. Yet, though they had grown into their own worlds, they always returned to meet beneath the listening tree during the first full moon of the dry season. But one year, something changed. A new beast entered the jungle. Tambo, a massive rogue lion with a mane like fire and eyes that burned with ambition. He had been driven out from his own pride far to the east and now sought to make Savannah his kingdom. He came not with friendship, but with conquest. He claimed the rivers, drove out the crocodiles, silenced the monkeys, and roared across the land until even the elephants trembled. Tambo saw Roa one morning, dancing across the sky and singing to the sunrise. "Bird," the lion growled, "your songs belong to me now. You will sing only when I command." Roa laughed gently. "The wind is my master, lion. You cannot cage a song." Angered, Tambo leapt, but Roa was too swift. He flew to the tallest tree and called for help, not with cries, but with the song he and Kazi had created during the drought. Far away, Kazi heard it. Her ears twitched. Her heart remembered. She raced through the underbrush like lightning, claws slicing through leaves, eyes glowing with the fire of old promises. When she reached the Baobab, Roa was trapped on the ground, his wing torn by a thorn, and Tambo approached. Kazi stepped between them. "This is not your jungle," she growled. Tambo smirked. "And who will stop me? You." But he didn't know the jungle like she did. He didn't know the trees, the hidden caves, the paths that vanished in shadow. Kazi did not fight with only tooth and claw. She fought with the spirit of the Savannah, every vine, every root, every echo of her ancestors guiding her. They battled beneath the moon. Roa, despite his pain, called to the animals with his song. From the treetops and the rivers, from burrows and branches, the jungle awoke. Monkeys threw stones, snakes hissed from the grass, and the hyenas circled, howling. Surrounded, wounded and outmatched, not by strength but by unity, Tambo fled, roaring into the wind. The jungle was safe. Roa turned to Kazi, blood on her paw, worry in her eyes. "You remembered," he whispered. Kazi bowed her head. A promise made beneath the listening tree is a promise written in soul. They sat beneath the Baobab once more. Roa's wing would heal, the jungle would bloom again, and though the world would change, their bond would remain unbroken. Every year after, animals from all corners of the Savanaya gathered beneath the listening tree during the first full moon of the dry season. They would sing the song of Kazi and Roa, a leopard and a crane, who taught the jungle that true strength lies not in fear or fangs, but in friendship that endures.